Warframe is a dead game. Now, this has been something that I've heard from people ever since I started playing Warframe like 8, 9, 7 years ago, generally. And it's been something that people have told me ever since I started creating content on Warframe on YouTube for the past more so 5 years. So people don't really know what they're talking about when they say that a game is dead. And we're going to talk about that because Warframe has actually dropped off and kind of resurfaced more so for a lot of people. As always, if you end up like, subscribe, you can use Epic Games creator code Pupsker. Anything all helps out the channel, so thank you. But people have been calling Warframe a game that's dead ever since, I swear, the creation of it. Because if you didn't know, in the beginning, Warframe started off kind of bad. It didn't go well, right? Like, the game came out, it had a pretty small but solid player base, and people liked it, but the game was a little too buggy, a little too broken, not quite fun enough yet, so people weren't like going hard into Warframe until more so 3 or so years into the game. And that's about when the game found their stride of like new updates, hype stuff. They've created some cool story quests by then. They've actually built up hype around the game. It just took them a handful of years. From there, Warframe released all the open worlds. They released Plains of Eidolon, Fortuna, Deimos. They slowly released everything, and the game, I believe, peaked in popularity around when Plains of Eidolon to Fortuna or Valis released. So that's about when it peaked in popularity, right? So when the first and second open world released, it was a big thing for Warframe and people were pretty excited for more open world shenanigans. But since then, the game has actually like fallen in popularity. Warframe, I would say, has always been pretty solidly set in stone, having its own player base and popularity within that player base. But the game itself has lost popularity still. And it's, kind of kicked that back up this year of 2023. I would say Warframe's been in a decline from about 2018, 2017 maybe, until 2023. And surprisingly, this year of 2023, Warframe's on average, according to at least Steam charts, seemingly has had more people playing. So good job, Warframe. Clap, clap, clap. Whether this could be possibly attributed to all the swap outs, positional changes at Warframe, we don't really know. Reb is now the creative director of the game. Steve is now the CEO of Digital Extremes, as well as he was the creative director for like Soulframe. So they're doing a lot of things. They were tying with Wayfinder and they've given up already on Wayfinder. Seemingly they only want to focus on Warframe and Soulframe. So dead game is Warframe? I would definitely say no. It's just people are so weird online about video games, right? I've noticed that, and I think we can all kind of agree that people are weird in the sense that whenever they stop playing a game, whenever they don't like a game, or whenever they just don't want to play a game, people are like, no, that game, dead game, awful game, 0 out of 10, no one likes that game. If it's games they've had hundreds of hours in, if they don't like it anymore, they'll instantly go from like, hey, it was a pretty great, fun, interesting game while I played it, to like, no, it's a pretty shitty, dead game. It's just, I think, the human condition of always wanting to be right and maybe going with whatever is in or cool or what have you, right? Like whichever is the coolest game at the time. People playing a lot of COD, people playing a lot of Fortnite, maybe people are playing more Apex, I have no idea. But the fact of the matter is, at least right now, Warframe is not at all dead, not even close. In the year of 2023, Warframe is still slated to have cross-save coming out, and cross-save is one of the biggest possible updates that could come to a game like Warframe. It just means that all of the people who've stopped playing the game for one reason or another, usually because like their old console stopped working or they swapped to a different console, all of those people will have a chance to try Warframe again and take a look at it on their strongest account if they so choose. Since Warframe peaked 5 or 6 years ago, it's a great chance for all those people that stopped playing in the past 6 or 7 years, right? People who've tried out Warframe, had fun, but they just couldn't get into it. It's a good chance for even those people to start playing again. And overall, cross-save is less of a good thing for the individual, like one person. If they don't use cross-save, right? That's fine. But it's more of a good thing for the game itself and the like health of the player base. Because nowadays, a lot of people just either have consoles or a PC or a console or like a Switch and a PC. A lot of people have really different like setups and variations of gaming like consoles, right? They have a lot of different gaming setups is what I'm trying to say. Tons of laptops, tons of consoles, and you can play Warframe on most of them, right? Like Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, PC. Soon to come, hopefully in 2024, eventually, a mobile iOS, right? So Warframe's becoming a mobile game. Once we get cross-save, everyone can test it out again on whatever preferred system they would choose or have. And that's a big thing. For a game like Warframe, who's spanned 10 years, that means it's gone across multiple console generations in a sense, and it's gotten so many people playing the game, and it's gotten so many people quitting the game. I think at this point we probably have, I don't know what, like we've said 70, 80, maybe even 90 to 100 million registered users in Warframe. So the amount of people who've played, who've created an account, and who've at least checked out Warframe is massive. And cross-save is going to be one of those big updates where Warframe will incentivize all of the old and returning players to try it out again. So when cross-save releases, hopefully still December 2023, the game will have the biggest possible resurgence of players they could ever have. They'll have most people checking it out and hopefully trying it. As long as they can keep people in, that's kind of all that matters. So Warframe has never been a game for a lot of people that's on the like mainstream radar. When people talk about looter shooters and gaming, they talk about Destiny 2, right? Like Warframe is not thought of to be anywhere close to as good as Destiny 2 in terms of mainstream popularity and probably even like general popularity, how much it sells, etc., etc. Since Destiny 2 is not at all a free-to-play game, it has like a free-to-play trial kind of shenanigans, but the real game is not free to play. And Warframe's fully free to play. That's probably a big reason why. Destiny's probably looked at more of like the Call of Duty of looter shooters, whereas Warframe maybe is more like the Battlefield or, I don't know, maybe just a smaller game. Yeah, Warframe's never really had that mainstream popularity, even though it's probably right now hitting pretty similar amounts of players on Steam charts compared to Destiny 2, because Destiny 2 is currently in their low period where everyone's destroying and making fun of the game for like terrible dev decisions and stuff like that. So Warframe's actually in a really good spot, all things considered, player base wise. Like a lot of people are playing it. It's just, it's still not like mainstream popular. You don't see Warframe talked about as much online, on the news, unless you go to very specific Warframe forums, and only once in a while is it talked about when there's maybe like a Warframe news story. Warframe was barely even brought up online when there were massive layoffs in the Digital Extremes development, or not development, I should say external publishing and projects department. 30 people were laid off. There were news stories, but it didn't make like big news anywhere other than some random websites in Digital Extremes areas and like Reddit, right? Warframe doesn't have that mainstream popularity, and they don't have that, I guess, clout in the gaming industry. They probably do within the industry itself, just not in the like online media perception of it. So it's a very odd game. So I could definitely see why people think a game like Warframe is dead, but no, they're still easily clearing 100 to 200 million yearly. That was like their last general projection around when they were with Lewa. So they're probably still making hundreds to 200 million a year based off Warframe sales and everything like that, with platinum and all of their promotionals, all of their new items in their apparel shop. But I don't think they go and give out transparency reports with Tencent like they did with Lewa, so we can't say for sure. But we just do know that more people are playing Warframe, some more people are talking about Warframe, and we're getting really close to the big updates of Whispers in the Wall, cross-save, new Warframe Prime. So it's going to be a very big month in December, and that's why, you know, it's not really all that bad. Games have their lulls, games have their slow times, and Warframe, even having some slow times this year, really had a good year overall, with good quality of life, good updates, and just fun things to do. While a lot of us might play way too much Warframe and get burnt out pretty easily because we've played like thousands of hours, right? You know, it is what it is. We can always just come back to Warframe and admit it's a fun game, we like the updates, and we enjoy the general game of like power fantasy, robot type man, so... yeah, let me know what you think. I'm always going to have fun with the game, whether I take breaks or not. I'll always play Warframe and other games, so is it a dead game? Of course not. And it's always funny to me when I get the comments or the weird people showing up in streams on Twitch or YouTube, etc., being like, the game's dead, why are you playing it? Because, man, if Warframe's dead, making hundreds of millions a year, I would hate to see what other games are doing, you know? Either way, the game's fine, has a healthy population, and it's always fun, so I do appreciate everyone being here, subbing, liking, using Epic Games creator code Pupsker, joining the YouTube or Twitch memberships and subbing. It always helps at the end of the day. I do appreciate it, and I'm glad I can do Warframe and YouTube and shenanigans like this as just a general job, because dear God, did IT work make me hate life, so man, this is generally a lot more fun. So thank you. I am still sick, that's why I'll probably just expect some more casual videos like that, but it is what it is. So appreciate everyone being here, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.